Gilmore Girls gets therapized, handling breakups with poise and grace, or not. We're going to talk about Dean, Mended Light. Okay, so if you've been following these, Rory just broke up with Dean. No, Dean broke up with Rory, actually, because he had it. Dean had a spine, stood up for himself, says, you want to be with Jess, go be with Jess.
I'm done.
We're going to talk about how Dean handles all of this awkwardness, because he was good friends with Rory's mom, now it's awkward. He still misses Rory, he hates Jess. How is he going to handle these different situations, and what can we learn to help us through a similar circumstance?
Hi there.
Hi.
So you pulled the Thanksgiving shift, huh?
Yeah, I get time and a half.
Oh, good, good. It's good to see you.
Same here. So I gotta work.
Right. Taylor's a dictator.
Yeah.
Taylor is a dictator.
Dean, wait. Look. We live in a teeny tiny little hamlet here. I mean, stick it in an envelope and we could mail the whole town for $1.40. Makes avoiding people tough and uncomfortable.
I know.
I hate hiding from people, especially when I don't want to hide from them. You were a pal. You were so good to Rory. You were the best first boyfriend a mother could have hoped for.
Thanks.
It's okay to keep avoiding me if you want. I just wanted you to know that you don't need to, okay? Just because you and Rory broke up doesn't mean we did.
Good.
Could be awkward if you take it the wrong way.
Well, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving.
But he knew what she meant. When you date someone or marry somebody, you're not just dating or marrying them. You're in a relationship with their loved ones, their friends, their family. They all become part of your circle. And one of the hardest parts of a breakup is losing those tangential connections that have meant so much to you. And I think what Lorelai exemplifies really well here is you don't have to lose that, right? It's going to change. It's going to shift a bit. But, you know, in our case, for example, Alicia's family, we're still family. I'm still uncle to their kids. It's still one of the sons or sons-in-law, right? Like it all comes down to, one, what was the nature of the breakup, I guess, and two, how maturely do people handle it? And again, if the nature of the breakup was infidelity or abuse, like it's not about maturity. It's like, no, I don't want you in my life anymore. But there's no reason in many cases why you can't be friendly, even if out of respect for boundaries, you're no longer friends, right? And so I think this is a beautiful example of that. So far, I mean, Lorelai took the lead, but Dean was game for it. So Dean's handling the breakup pretty healthily when it comes to Lorelai. Let's see how he handles it when it comes to Jess. Oh my gosh. This is like Rumble in the Jungle stuff. This is like Zack and Slater vibes. This is good stuff. Ooh.
Nothing to say?
Guess not.
That's funny. You usually have something to say.
Guess I'm all talked out.
What's the matter, Jess? Why are you walking away?
It's getting a little West Side Story here, Dean. I gotta warn you, my dancing skills are not up to snuff.
But now's your chance. There's no one else around.
Go home, cool off.
Come on, make one of your Boy Scout references or a good Farmer John joke. I got my Dosie's marking apron with me. You want me to put it on, give you a little inspiration? I don't get it. What happened? You suddenly like me now?
Oh, yeah, I was just about to invite you camping.
Good. Okay, now we're getting somewhere.
I'm not gonna fight you, Dean.
Why?
Because if I fight you, Rory's gonna think it's my fault. So just forget it, okay? Just forget it.
Valid.
Let her rest.
So Rory's got a nice little hold on you now, huh?
Jeez.
This is not very professional of me. This is just me being a human being. Speculation, who would win in a fight? I mean, Dean's got the size advantage, right? But Jess later went on to play Rocky Balboa's son convincingly. So, and he's from the streets. So who do you think? Actually, I want to know who would win, Dean versus Jess, and okay, street rules or like a formal boxing match. Let me know.
Place your bets, gentlemen. Place your bets.
For all of you people who think that Dean's not that great and Jess is wonderful, points to Jess. He's choosing the path of nonviolence. Granted, he's choosing it because he sees it's a no-win scenario. Even if I win the fight, I'm going to lose in Rory's eyes. Like there's no gain here. And Dean, I think, agrees with that. Honestly, I think that's why he's trying to get something started with Jess. This is where Dean loses points a little bit in my eyes. There's a lot of things I really like about Dean, but he is absolutely trying to egg Jess on to start a fight, to throw a punch, because everybody's going to believe bad boy Jess is the one who started it and that it's going to blow up in Jess's face. This is a tactical move by Dean. He loses points for decency, but he gains points for strategy?
Don't do that.
How does it feel?
Feels like I'm with Rory and you're not.
You know, when all this happened with you and me and Rory, I figured I'd just stay at everyone's way, that would be easiest. But now, I'm looking at you and I'm thinking, I'm gonna run from him? The glad man? This is my town. I'm not hiding. And I don't have to be remotely calm around you anymore, and I like that feeling. I like it a lot. Happy Thanksgiving, Jess.
Okay, so this is where I'm like, Dean, why don't you take some of that pent-up anger and hurt and aggression and channel it into killing some vampires, right? That's where you need to be. Listen, understandable? Yes. Because he rightly feels that Jess didn't respect his relationship with Rory. Jess actively pursued Rory and flirted with her. And did not, listen, were there times that Jess respected boundaries? Yes. Were there lines that Jess wouldn't cross while Rory was in a relationship with Dean? Yes. But Jess actively pursued her while she was in a relationship. And Dean's pissed about that, and he's hurt about that. Let's see how he handles things with Rory. So they bump into each other on the street, and Dean asks her to go get a cup of coffee. Which, by the way, post-breakup, in many circumstances, like where there's still care and regard there, and where bridges aren't totally burned or where there's not a safety concern, getting together as like a debrief and smoothing things over and expressing affection and taking accountability, like that's all a beautiful thing, a cup of coffee. And that's what this seems like, but he's got ulterior motives. We'll get to that in a second.
Thanks for doing this.
Of course, why wouldn't I?
Because you're incredibly uncomfortable?
Well, it's the situation, not you.
Yeah, the situation.
You know, just you and me being...
Yeah, I know the situation. So, how are you?
I'm fine. You?
I'm doing okay.
How's school?
Not bad. I've got McKellen for history.
Oh, has he done his Napoleon having dinner with Charlemagne bit yet?
Catherine the Great shows up for dessert.
Oh, wow, he's revised it. Good for him. He's a unique man, but a decent teacher.
Yeah.
Okay, so this seems like awkward chit-chat, and it is.
Awkward.
But it's not avoidant, it's warm-up. You know, they both know they have things to talk about, but they're showing just genuine interest. And Dean is trying to preserve his relationship with Lorelai as a friendship, and then with Rory, he is hoping to start a romantic relationship again if he can. So he's happy to be a friend for now, but point is, Rory, as many of you have pointed out in the comments accurately, this wasn't just a Jess swooped in as the big bad and wrecked this relationship and stole her. Rory had choice. Rory had free will. Rory decided to flirt with Jess. Rory decided to lie. Rory decided to do a lot of things. And granted, Rory also took accountability and apologized before. We covered that. So there's a healthy side of this, which is Dean is accepting that apology and choosing to let bygones be bygones in a sense and treat her well. The flip side of that is he's still got a lot of hurt and anger, so he's just pointing it at Jess. And I guess my question for you is that fair? Is that justified because Rory apologized and Jess didn't, right? Or should he be more upset with and drawing firmer boundaries with Rory than he is?
You know, I wanted to tell you I applied to Southern Connecticut State.
What?
McKellen actually wrote me a letter of recommendation.
Wait a minute, you do know that Southern Connecticut State is a four-year college.
Yeah, I read that in the brochure.
But what happened to I'm going to community college?
I changed my mind.
Why?
You?
Me?
All your Harvard talk, all those crazy books you pushed on me, all that talk about you can do more.
You can do more.
So I decided to do more.
I'm so glad.
Thanks.
Well, if you need any help with anything, I've become the Rain Man of college application requirements.
Thanks. I might take you up on that.
Custard pie, no ice cream.
Thanks, Kirk.
Kirk.
Wow, Southern Connecticut State, that's exciting. When did all this happen?
The last few weeks. It's funny, I got the envelope, and I wanted to call you, and then I realized, can't do that.
Here we
I
go.
could have done that.
I guess. I don't know. I can't get over how weird it is. I go from seeing you every day to.
I know.
I mean, I'm used to talking to you.
I know.
It's a hard thing to just let go of.
For me too.
I don't know, Rory. Maybe, is there a way we could be friends?
Really?
If you want to.
Oh, I want to. I really want to. But
Don't ask me how I'm gonna deal with him. I have no idea.
okay.
Let's just take this one step at a time.
Absolutely. Slow and steady wins the race.
This is really good. You sure you don't want to bite?
One bite. So, how's Clara's horseback riding lessons going?
Not bad.
After a breakup, a lot of people choose not to be friends because it's too painful. Others say, yeah, we could be friends after we've had some distance and some space from it. For people who go right from a relationship to a friendship without, like, there has to be grieving, there has to be mourning, and there has to be a transition of changing in your brain what the nature of this relationship is. And I said to Alicia a while ago, because, you know, the choices that we've made and the changes that we've made are supportive for both of us. They're supportive for our family. They're the right things for us to do. And yet I told her, I'm like, I just miss you. Like, I just miss talking to you. You know, I miss spending time with you. And for those who are holding your breath for like her and I to get back together, that's not what this is. Like, the people who matter to you are always going to matter. And sometimes that means they're no longer in your life, but you really wish them well. And other times the love can change form, but not be lost, right? And I think this scene on its own illustrates that in a beautiful way. Now, we learned in a later scene that Dean very much has an agenda to win Rory back and to stick it to Jess. So because of the ulterior motive, I'm going to dock him points.
5 points will be taken from Gryffindor.
But actually handling this conversation with Rory is beautiful and mature, and I applaud him. So questions for you. Again, who would win, Dean versus Jess? You know, who's going to win that fight? Is that professional of me? No. Is that encouraging violence? Yeah, in a fictional universe, sure. Don't ding me for it, okay? How do you feel Dean is handling things? Like, what do you see that's positive? What do you see that could be done differently? Let me know in the comments below. Now, I'm going to direct you a little bit away from Gilmore Girls for a second, but to a related video where I talk about how to survive a friendship breakup. Someone you're really close to, not in each other's lives anymore, tangentially related to this video. I think you'll really enjoy it, and it's here somewhere on screen. Until next time, folks, keep shining. We need your light.